Well, there was a very public visit by Tim Cook to China recently. What sources are telling us, Josh, is that at the same time, executives are trying to move away from China. What's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. You see Cook and Apple doing a sort of delicate dance here where they're trying to reassure China, a very important partner, that everything is okay, while also trying to make sure that they are less reliant on China. We saw the big disruptions late last year at the Foxconn plant in iPhone City, and they're building up capacity in other countries so that they are less vulnerable to geographic disruptions in the future.
Joshua, can you tell us a little bit about which countries, where does the supply chain shift?
Yeah, absolutely. So for iPhones, which is the majority of their production, that is shifting primarily to India. This has been happening for about 5 years, but it's really ramped up over the last year or so. And the next iPhone generation could be the first time we see the first batch of iPhones leaving both from China and India at the same time. For Mac production, that's happening in Southeast Asia as well, Malaysia, and also Vietnam.
A little bit in Ireland, but for the more less complex kind of put together?
Yeah, exactly. For some Mac products, that will happen in Ireland, but primarily the focus there is on Southeast Asia.
Josh, I guess the question goes to which products and what rationale, right? When the second wave of COVID hit mainland China, it became apparent that the higher-end Pro models, the production of them was concentrated in Zhengzhou. A lot of our reporting seems to suggest that this is political as well in terms of what's going on between the US and China. Which is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's two things going on simultaneously right now. You do have just the inherent vulnerability of concentrating such an important production capacity in one geographic area. If there's a disruption due to COVID and the only place you make these phones is in one area and they're suffering from COVID, then you really run into a problem. But also, it's really impossible to ignore the tension between the United States and China on all sorts of areas. And I think Apple is looking to avoid some of that by having a fallback plan if something does happen.